Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I want to talk about 70s muscle building. Big, brilliant, beautiful fuckery. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. Alright, so I started lifting in 1986 and I really cut my teeth on 1970s bodybuilding material. You know, the stuff with Arnold, 70s and early 80s. So we're going to cover kind of that era. Arnold, Lou, you know, all those kind of guys. And sometimes when I share things on this channel, I think there's a disconnect, you know, because I will criticize a program and the lens I'm viewing it is compared to how those guys used to train, right? So that's what it is. You know, for better or worse, that's my lens. And you can think me crazy. You can think that style of training's insane or abusive or whatever. But there is a lot we can learn from it. So I'm going to dig into that right now without further ado. All right, so number one, 70s muscle building. And I'm reading from my notes. It was less scientific and more big, juicy testicles. There was just a lot of getting after it, right? There was just a lot of passion and attack. Those guys that got it done were getting it done through just getting in the trenches and beating the living shit out of the iron. Number two, there was more general volume. And I'm talking about weekly volume, right? There wasn't all this, how many sets are optimal per week. There was just generally go, 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 go until you couldn't go anymore, get out of the gym, eat, and get back in. So in general, there was more daily volume and more weekly volume per body part. Number three, generally more sets per exercise than we do now. Everybody's kind of caught in the 3 sets per exercise world. Back then, it was very common to see 5s, right? Rarely did you see over 5s except when it was like Vince Gironda. But a lot of their programs were 5 sets, 8 by 12, 4 sets, you know, a little bit more than 3. Number 4, rep ranges were generally 8 to 12-ish, or even a hair higher depending on the exercise. Now, we live in a 5 by 5 world, or even a world where guys are trying to build strength and they don't really have a quality strength base, and they're just focused on all these low rep sets. Back in the 70s, it was a lot of sets of this 8 to 12-ish kind of training. So generally more time under tension, mechanical tension, etc. Number 5, they trained for strength and size. They were getting brutally strong, doing the kind of power building training I'm preaching now. It was all the same thing. You know, it was go in, get those big compound exercises, get strong on them. But the thing is, and we're going to talk about this in the next two points, it wasn't just about brute size and strength. And that's, you know, the training. It wasn't just about moving progressive overload with compound movements. There was more depth to it. And that's kind of what I try to push in this channel and push with my workouts like Power Muscle Burn. It's not just progression on compound movements. Point number 6, they took a lot of sets near failure, not necessarily to failure, but when I talk about pushing a set for as many quality reps as possible, that's kind of what they did then. They didn't just do more volume. They didn't just do more sets per exercise and more reps per sets and all that kind of stuff. Their sets were taken deeper in. They were harder. And the deeper into a set you get, the more muscle fibers you're recruiting. So there's so many layers of what they were doing that contributed to the muscle building process. And finally, and this is a good end cap to the compound movement for progression side of things and strength things, they did a lot of technique work, pump work, forced reps, drop sets, supersets, just all these techniques. They were very, very prevalent back in the day. And, you know, when people kind of think of, you know, doing compound movements for progressive overload, it's kind of just like that kind of stuff, right? But, you know, I like to add in all this other kind of stuff, the old school stuff, the run, the racks, the drop sets, get creative, beat the crap out of your body when the hard work is done. These guys were doing a lot of that stuff, you know, especially on more of the isolation exercises. We talk about the pumpy stuff and the mind-muscle connection, But you can't have that without the big stuff, right? You got to have the compound movements for progression with a decent amount of volume, a reasonable amount of volume. But those guys would add things to that. You know, the pump work and the feel and the mind muscle connection and all that kind of stuff. So there was a big, broad palette, what we call bodybuilding training, and it wasn't freaking easy. It wasn't it wasn't just like going to the gym and just do the mind muscle connection with 20 pounds and feel. It wasn't like that at all. There was a combination, the best of all worlds. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. I will say, if you look at some of the workouts of the 70s bodybuilders, you'll see things, and I got my notes up here, like a leg workout, back squats, 5 sets of 5 to 20, lunges, 5 sets of 8 to 12, leg curls, 5 sets of 8 to 20, stiff leg deadlifts, 3 sets of 10 to failure, bench press, 5 sets of 5 to 12, incline dumbbell press, 5 sets of 5 to 12, a dumbbell pull, just on and on and on. A lot of volume, a lot of rep work, pushing things to failure, drop sets, supersets, all that kind of good stuff. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.